dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course, hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And you see already, like always, on the table are the things we need for this DIY. We need our tumbling towel blocks. I have some paint at your choice. Of course, I have here my little rooster. He is only using for silhouette. So we have here my old piece of kitchen towel, which is wet to wipe away the glue. And here we have my little container with everything inside we need for this DIY, like our wood glue, my pots, brushes, scissors, markers, everything I need. So it's not a lot, but we are going to make a rooster bench. We will see how this will turn out. So we are going to start with, of course, the two pieces because we need two sides of the bench. And like I said, I'm going to use this rooster for it. The size of the rooster is, of course, because I give you the measurement of my blocks. Of course, if you use a silhouette from Google, or maybe you have also a rooster in your home, which you can use as a silhouette. This one is in centimeters. He is at the ending kind of 20.5 centimeters. In inches it is, I have to look for, I think 8 inches long. And in the, you see already, wide he goes by, I think 6 inches wide. And in centimeters it will be, I have to look for a little wider. In centimeters, he will be 15 centimeters. So then you know also the size of the silhouette. Then it's fitting, of course, in the numbers of the blocks I give you. So it is not really a big bench, so you can easily place it everywhere in your decor, even when you have small spaces. And that's most of the time the greatest, that you have a small space and you even can decorate it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. So we're going to do very easy 11 blocks in a row, and we do the longest side of the blocks. We place them together, but a lot of you who are here already for a long time know already, I would say, the drill, but sometimes I just feel like a drill inspector who is just counting and counting. But I only want that you also get a nice DIY and show you how easy it is, just with a couple of blocks, how you can easily make your own unique piece, because everyone gives their own twist on it. Some like more of the black color, some people like more like the white, so everyone can give their own twist on it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm only going to do this one also together with you, and then I will do the rest a little bit faster because we need 5 rows of 11. So at least for the size of the rooster I use. And this kind of roosters you easily can find on Google for a silhouette. So it is very easy, and then you can measure out the sizes I just told you in inches or in centimeters. Again, we're going to squeeze it, but from the inside to the outside, or else it will pops out. And I had that already so many times, like a lot of you already know. I'm going to wipe away the glue, and of course also over here. And if you have a metal hook and you like that a little bit better to work with, go ahead, because I don't use it, but of course if you like it, it's totally fine too. So I'm going to place it on the side. I'm going to wipe away my mat, and of course I'm going to place this one also over here, and I'm going to make the other 3 rows of 11. So I have here my 5 pieces of 11. What we're going to do, we're going to place, you see already, one is not happy to glue together, so we do some glue over here and we place it loosely against here. We do some line over all of them, over here. Make sure that you have some glue on each block. And you see already, just I have also, the blocks are not totally dry yet, because you want to make one plank out of it, and then it's better that you don't wait too long, because now you still can fill up the open gaps. That's why I do it a little bit faster, and then you have the chance that your blocks are falling apart, but it doesn't matter because you glue them so easily back together again. So this one will be falling, but it doesn't matter. Just place them together, make one big piece out of it, like this, and squeeze it, and make sure that you get a nice, at least a plank. It doesn't matter if it is not totally straight on the edge, because you only use the silhouette inside. So we're going to wipe away the glue. Of course, we're going to wipe our mat free from glue. And we're going to leave this at least for a couple of hours before we're going to place the rooster on top and make the silhouette around it. Because this needs time to dry before you can use your jigsaw or handsaw to cut it out. So I'm going to place this side. I'm going to make a second one, because we need one side and we need another side with the rooster for the bench. So I'm going to let this place this aside, and I made the second one, and we are going to go further with the inside of the bench. You see already I made the second one also. So now we have 2 planks with 5 rows of 11 blocks on each side. We're going to place this aside because this needs a couple of hours drying. We are going to go further with the inside of the bench. Now we're going to do the in between, and it's of course first the sitting area that you normally would sit on if it was a real bench. It isn't, but if it was, of course we are going to do 5 blocks, and we do another 5, and another 5. So this way. So now we have, oh, this is not correct. You see already I have here 6. This is not going to work. Then we get a real big bench, and it is not really a big bench, but he will be a little different than normally, because we like a little different, and so you can make him also different and unique for your own home. So this is number 4. We're going to squeeze it and make sure that you get a nice straight line, especially here, because this needs to be a straight line, or else we don't get it glued to each other later. Number 2, number 3, and number 4. And again, we're going to squeeze them. I have the blocks I have this time are really not great wood, because there are pieces of, there are little openings, gaps, they are crooked. This is not really the best of the woods that I did this time got, because it's really awful, but we're going to work with it, because it is cheap wood, at least here in the Netherlands. You buy them even, a lot of you buy them even cheaper than I do. I paid $2.99 for a package, and it's only 54 blocks. And you buy, if I'm correctly, for $1.25, and you have, I think it's from 75 blocks. Nee, 75, if I'm correctly, of 70. I don't even know how you can count on in English. I don't know how to say it. I will get back to you. At least I have 54, and you have, if I'm correctly, 75. So I hope I say it right. So we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So now I did give this 3 pieces of 5 a little moment to dry in. It's only a couple of minutes. And we're going to do some glue. And we're going to place them together this way. And we're going to squeeze it, because now we still, like I told you also with the other planks, we can still remove it, and we still can make a nice fitting plank and have as less open gaps as we can have, because we don't like that. And if you have open gaps, just use some wood filler, or maybe some, you call it speckle, I don't know what speckle, I don't think we know it here in the Netherlands, but at least I use most of the time, if the gaps are really awful, I most of the time leave it this way. But if you're really bothered with it, just use some wood filler and fill it in. So this is already the sitting area, and now we're going to do the top, and we're going to do this also different because we have a rooster bench. So I want also on the other side, on the back side, I want to have roosters who are pointing to each other. So we will see how this will turn out. I have no idea. So for the back side, we're going to start with one piece. Later we're going to make the rooster heads, but we're going to do 3 blocks. And again, 3 blocks. And another 3 blocks. So we don't glue them together on the longest side again. It's really gluing on the longest side, this DIY. And number 1 and number 2, place them together. And here also number 1 and number 2, and place them together. Squeeze it, and again we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So we give the 3 blocks of 3 a little moment drying, again not too long, and we're going to do some glue on this side and on this side, and we're going to place them together in one long piece. And feel with your fingers that you have a nice straight line again. And we're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to give this also at least, because this is not really something we are going to cut in. So this is an hour and it is dry, but the pieces you always have to cut, you always need at least a couple of hours. So we're going to place this also aside. And now we're going to make the space of the plank we use for on top of here, and where we're going to cut in our rooster head. So I'm going to let this dry, and of course now we're going to make the top. So for the back side we are going to get 4 blocks. This is already 1. We need another one of 4. Oh, you see already this is a half block, we don't need that. This is a 4, and the last of 4 blocks. So we need 4 pieces of 4. What we're going to do, we're going to do again the longest side, place them together, and this one. We do over here the same. I do it as fast as I can, but I want to be sure that everyone who loves to know how it is made, that everyone can follow the steps. And I know, like I always tell you so many times, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it doesn't matter, because there are so many beautiful creators who do it a little bit faster than I do, because I'm not the fastest, because I take my time for it. So again, 4 blocks, and again 4 blocks, and I'm going to squeeze it, and we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need, and we're going to let this rest. And like I told you, we're going to cut in these pieces later. So this one needs to be very dry. So, oh, of course this one also. We're going to make a nice straight line again, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes because 2 of them are glued together. So now we gave it a couple of minutes. What we're going to do, we are going to glue the tops. So we do the top side of the blocks, and we could do some glue, place it down and squeeze them together. We do here the same, some glue on the tops, place this down and place this one together until one piece. And we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need. And like I told you, this piece needs more drying. I show you this one is, these 2 are for the making the heads of the rooster. For the back side, this is the sitting area. I showed you also a little bit closer. It's 3 blocks, 3 rows with 5, and this is 3 rows of 3. So then we have the inside of the bench. So I did let them dry in, the pieces of the bench, at least the middle piece. And now I'm going to get the 2 pieces of 4, two rows of 4. I'm going to get them over here. I'm going to get my rooster, and what I'm going to do, because I have to place them a little bit lower or else I don't get his head on top of here, I'm going to measure out, squeeze everything, measure out the part I want to have on top of here. Of course, if you have a little bit like the same measurement with paper, so I hope you have paper, you just cut off, if you have your rooster, make 2 copies of your print. And of course, cut off the head of the rooster and place it on top of it. It's a little bit easier than what I do right now, but we are going to work with it. So I'm going to do over here, I'm going to go with my pencil and make sure that I have the lines around it. And again over here. And we go very easy. Of course, like I said, a print is a little bit easier to work with than what I do right now, but I saw my rooster and I thought this is a nice rooster to work with, but maybe I could have been do better a little print. So we will see. And this is his head. Of course, it looks it looks really horrible, but of course we're going to give it a try with my jigsaw and I'm going to cut it out. But if you are smart, then you get a print which is a little bit easier to cut out. So I'm going to cut out this one and I'll copy it on the other one. So I have two of the same pieces. So I have here my two rooster heads, and of course it was a little bit of a task to make them because it is really difficult to get, and especially if it is not dry enough and things are breaking off, then you are really sad because it is already a task when everything stays together. So I am really happy that everything works. So give it enough time to dry before you're going to cut your chicken. So I'm going to have my two pieces. Of course, I'm going to do them against each other. This is the back side, the 3 high. And now I'm going to look for where I want to have them. I think I'm going to be a little bit on the outside over here. And I'm going to get my wood glue and I'm going to glue them. Of course, if you like it this way, it's also fine too. You can also choose for this one. Or maybe you can do it this way, then you can even look at this. And it's just which one or which side is nicer to look for. I don't know, I even like this one when they are going to this way. I really don't know. Or if I'm going to do it this way. I think I'm going to go for this. So I'm going to do some glue on the underside, but choose anything you like. And I took a rooster, but of course you can also maybe do some duck or maybe another animal. It doesn't matter. You can do anything you like. And a little glue over here. And I'm going to place this one also a little over the line. And I'm going to squeeze them. We're going to wipe away the glue also over here. And we're going to let this dry in. So I placed my back side of my bench on the side. I'm going to get one of the planks and I did let it dry for a couple of hours, at least 5 hours. I'm going to get my rooster. I'm going to place it on top of here. I'm going to look which underside is the straightest. So I'm going to look for, and then I'm going to place it on top of here. And I'm going to get my marker and I'm going to go easily around my rooster, and then I can cut this one out also. So, and this is how he's looking like. So I'm going to go to my garage and I'm going to try to cut them out the best I can because I'm not a professional with cutting, so I'm really doing my best. I make it myself not easy because when I see all the lines I hope I can get it out this way. But of course, like you, if you have a print, just make sure that the print is as easy as you can cut it, because I will do my best. We will see how I will do. And here you see already the two roosters I just cut out, but it was a task. I had to ask my husband to help me because it was especially in between here, my hands were numb. I couldn't feel anything anymore because I have arthritis. So I hope you don't have the same problem. So, but of course it was, especially if you have a little bit of the bigger forms of shapes, then it's a little bit better to work with. I chose, of course, a little bit too much of this kind of things. So, but I did my best. What I'm going to do, because these are the sides of the bench, we need, of course, this is not standing, it stands on its own, but of course you don't want to have it this way. It's a little bit too small. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get 4 blocks and again 4 blocks. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue them together, very easy, on the longest line. And this one, and over here, place it against here. We do here the same, And of course also here the same, but we already have of course two sides. So we have one over here. Again, this is one. We have number 2 for the other side. And we have number 3 for the other side. And the last of course number 4. So we have on each side 4 pieces of 2. So we're going to squeeze them, make them a nice straight line, squeeze it. And again, wipe away the glue you don't need. So it takes a little bit of your time so you get a nice little feet under it. And squeeze and squeeze. And I'm going to let this rest a couple of minutes. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We are going to glue the tops. And we're going to glue these two together. We're going to do here the same. Glue them together. Also over here. And the last. And again, squeeze it. And make sure that you have a nice straight line again. Over here. And over here. And we're going to give this also a couple of minutes. Of course, don't forget to wipe away the glue. Because you don't want that in your paint or in your wax later, because you have to sand it. So we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So I gave it a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do, I'm doing some glue over here. And I'm going to place this one on top of here. I'm going to do here the same. And we're going to a little glue over here. And we're going to take this one, of course, on top of here. And here the same. Go on the side. Give it a little pressure. Make sure that you have a nice straight line. We're going to place it over here. We're going to give this some squeeze. And of course, again, some pressure. And we're going to place this also aside because we're not going to glue it under our rooster yet. Because we still need to do the middle piece of the bench in each other. So now we have the sitting part of our bench. You still have, if everything is correct, you still have this laying around. The 3 rows of 5, we're going to get some glue on the underside of the back side of the bench. We do some glue over here. And we're going to place it on the ending, on top, not on the back side from it, but really on the top. And we're going to give it some pressure. And we feel with our fingers that we have it straight next to each other. And of course, go around it with your little old piece of towel and make sure that you have the glue away. And on the inside, you take a brush and you wipe the glue also away. We're going to let this dry in at least for a half hour. So now I did let this dry in the middle piece of the bench. I'm going to get my rooster, place it on the flat on the table. What I'm going to do one of the sides of my back side of the bench. I'm going to do some glue over here and over here. Make sure that you have enough, because what is too much you can easily wipe away with your towel and of your brush. I couldn't come on the bird. And now I'm going to place it, of course, on the first moment I can get it inside of the underside of the rooster. You mean especially over here. So the moment you can, it fits inside of the rooster, then let it fall down and then place it on top of here. And make sure that you have it in a right angle. Then give it some pressure. And we're going to give this, I showed you also this side, you see. And on this side, he is nearly fitting inside, and there is where I already place it. I'm not going to do it higher, just over here. So I'm going to give it a little moment to dry in, and then I'm going to do the other side of the rooster on top. So now I have one side glued on top of the rooster, but of course we want the other rooster on the same length over here that we have this one. What I did, I just get my ruler and I'm just place it against here. I'm just measured out, it's 7.4 centimeters. And of course in inches it is, if you take the whole piece, it is 2.9 in inches. So it's very easy. I just get my rooster and I did place it over here. Take 2.9 over here and I just get my mark, and I also did it in centimeters. I just place it over here. I did 7.4 and just mark my line. So you see, now I know that this has to be the underside of my bench. So very easy. I'm going to do some glue. And it's not totally dry yet, but I'm going to take the risk because I want to glue them together and then I can pressure them with some paint cans. So I hope that everything will work out. Of course, I am really careful. I'm placing it this way and I have it on the line over here. I'm going to let it fall down and make sure that I have it in the middle over here, and then we're going to give it some pressure from the top over here, and we're going to let it settle in for a little moment. So I have my 2 feet and of course I have my bench. What I'm going to do, I'm going to paint it first before I'm going to glue them under it, because I'm still a little bit debating if I'm going to place them or not. So that's always DIY, and you have to make choices if you do it or you don't do it. So I'm going to paint them separately. I'm going to use my creamy color, and later of course we give some details to the rooster. But first I'm going to do everything in the cream color. And you see already this a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit more than off-white. So I am really loving this color, but you can give it a gold color, a silver, you can do anything you like. So I'm going to do this a little bit faster. So the bench is drying, and in a moment I'm going to do with some red. I'm going to make the accent, of course, on the rooster. But first I was finding in my stash a little tag still. It's an old one, but I'm going to glue 3 blocks together. Like this, I'm going to place this aside. So very easy. I'm just going to get my wood glue, and this way you can easily make a cute little sign. Just find a little print and just cut it out and just make 3 blocks together. Let it rest in for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to glue our print on top of here. And of course I'm going to give this as an undercoat. I'm going to do a little bit of the brown shoe polish, and then I'm gluing my little tag on top of here to decorate our bench with. So it's so easy to make your own cute little signs. You don't have to pay a lot of money for your own little sign. Do you want to have it wider? Just double it up with 3 blocks and you can make any sign you like. So I use, like I said, a little bit of the brown shoe polish, but if you like the background in another color better, it's also fine too. You can choose anything you like, and maybe you don't even like farmhouse things. So of course, give it your own twist on it. This is only a base you can use, and you can go as crazy as you like. So I'm going to finish this off, and I'm going to glue our tag on top of here. So our bench is almost ready. We only need to do the tops of here in the Netherlands we call it hanekam. And of course his little chin we need to do in the red color, but you can do any color you like. So I'm going to do a little bit of the lighter red, and I take my time for it to make it as nice as I can. And of course, then we need only to glue it on top of the little feet. So the eyes I'm just going to do with some schoolboy paint, and I just do the back side of my brush, and I just make a little dot on top of it. But you can do anything. You can use some googly eyes. You can maybe draw them on top of there. Do whatever you think is right. So, but the chickens are almost finished. The bench is almost finished. Of course, you see in a moment the quick impression. And here you see a quick impression of my Tumbling tile blocks rooster bench. And I'm really happy how they turned out, especially the roosters. But the next time I will do the in between the seat and the back side of the seat. I will do not 3 rows wide, but I would do them 5 rows wide, because then it's more like a shelf. You can decorate it a little bit better. So, but you have to learn from every DIY. Of course, you can still do it the right way. Everyone who is here and only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching this rooster bench also. And everyone who is new here, of course, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. And for more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there, and everyone have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye.